Good afternoon, students. Today we have literature and we're going to talk about a feature article by Bijal B. Trivedi. This feature article entitled The Spider-Man Behind the Spider-Man. But first of all, I'd like to ask you a question at the beginning of the session. What is a feature article? Who can tell me? We studied that before in writing, guys. I hear someone saying the answer. A feature article is a main story in the magazine that focuses on a special event, place, or person in great detail. They are creatively focused or newsworthy. However, they always have one thing in common, which is the human interests. So, feature articles simply are windows into the human experiences. They give more details and description than a hard news story. They depend upon the style of writing, guys. I think we explained that before. If there is any problem concerning feature article, you can return back to the worksheet that I gave you guys in writing. You will have everything about feature articles. Let's go, guys, directly to the question today. What's your dream job? What job would you like to have in the future? You'd like your job to be indoors or outdoors, onto a movie set or into a sports arena. I'd like to ask you, what job would you like to have in the future? I hear someone saying that he wants to be a doctor. Can you tell me why do you want to be a doctor? You like helping patients. This is your parents' desire. That's good. What else? You have abilities thinking that they are going to be useful in the field of medicine. That's good. Thank you. So guys, look here. Ever since you were little, people have probably asked you what you want to be when you grow up. Now that you're older and know yourself better, your dream job might be coming into focus. Is it a job that would take you outdoors, onto a movie set, into a sports arena? Your ideal career probably reflects your individual talents, interests, and personality. So guys, what your future job is controlled by is your talents, your abilities, your personality right now. If you work it in a job that are suitable to your talents, your skills, you're going to be creative and effective. You understand? If someone is talented in computer, I think it is preferable for him to study computer sciences. If someone is good at maths, I think it will be better to be an engineer because he will be able to make some calculations easily. Also, if he's asked to make or to tell you or to imagine the dimension of a villa or a great building, he's going to do it easily. So, what is your future job controlled by, guys, is your abilities, your interests, your personality. In the following article, we'll read about what? About a man who turned his passion into a dream job. Someone who liked something when he was young and is going to what? To have it as a job in the future. Or to use his skills that he had acquired when he was young in his future job. And I think it's going to be creative and effective. Look here. We have, guys, 6 kids in front of you. They are mimicking some jobs. The first one, an engineer. The second one, referee, I think. The third one is a pitcher in rugby. The fourth one, Kyla, a veterinarian. And we have also the fifth one is a doctor. And the sixth one is a ballerina. We asked Kyla, what job would you like to have in the future? She said, I'd like to be a veterinarian or vet. Why? She said, because I like taking care of animals. She gets good grades in science. She enjoys learning about animals. So I said, guys, if someone is good at playing football, I think it will be better to be a player. Maybe he's going to be a celebrity in the future and going to get a lot of money. And is doing things that he liked. Now let's go, guys, to the second page today. I said before, guys, we're teaching you to use skills, to apply some skills on passages, on pieces of comprehension. Because I know very well, guys, after reading whole feature article, you will have what? You will have a summary in your mind. You will know about the plot and the characters. But we're not, okay, focusing on that. If we make a comparison between that and what, and the skill that we'd like you to acquire to help you answering in the self-test, in the passages. Because you know, guys, you're not going to read the whole passages. If you try to read the whole passages as a whole, you won't be able to finish. So, look here, non-fiction article often utilize text feature. What do you mean by utilize? Means use. What are the text features, guys? Text features design elements that highlight the structural patterns of the text and help you identify key ideas. I know that it's difficult, guys. I'm gonna simplify it. Text features include all the components of a story or article that aren't in the main body of a text. These include the table of contents, index, glossary, headings, bold words, sidebars, pictures, caption, and the label diagram. Anything that you're going to use around the main body of a text. Around the main body of a text, we call it text feature. Look here. This is the main body. Anything around the main body, like the heading, like bulleted items, as we can say, subheadings, like this. Anything around the body, we call it text feature. We call it text features. So text features, guys, let's see what are text features. Like headings, the title of the article. So the title of the article today is what, guys? Who can tell me? The Spider-Man behind the Spider-Man. This is the title of the article. I'm gonna apply on the page that I'm explaining now, guys. Subheading, heading that signal what? That signal the beginning of a new topic or section within a written piece. So if I ask it to you guys in this page, I'm explaining now. Underline some headings. You're gonna underline text analysis, text features. Reading strategy, summarize. What else? You're gonna underline vocabulary in context. I think it's clear. Underline some subheadings like a lot of science here, exciting places and discoveries, also the amazing Spider-Man. Sidebars, guys, look here, additional information set in a box alongside, below, or within an article. This is what? This is a sidebar. Meet the author. Additional information. Bulleted lists. Here we have some bulleted what? Some bulleted lists. Like headings, subheadings, sidebars, bulleted lists. Lists of items of equal value or importance. This list of text feature is an example of a bulleted list. Now let's go, guys, to another important thing today, which is the reading strategy, summarize. What is a summary? I think we explained that before, guys. Summary is retell briefly the main ideas or key points in the order in which they appear in the original text. Summary is to retell briefly the main ideas or key points in the order in which they appear in the original text. Summarizing is a way to check your understanding, and it can help you remember information. You understand? I think all of us, if I ask someone to tell me about a movie that he watched, he's going to explain or to summarize it in detail. In what? He's going to put the events in what? In order, in sequence, chronologically, guys. This is, as we can say, to make a summary. Make a summary of a story. I think we studied so many stories, and I asked you to make what? To make a summary of them. Do you remember? And you what? And you did what? You made the events what? The events are the story in what? In order. Briefly. So what is a summary? Is to retell the main ideas or key points in the order in which they appear in the original text. Here, guys, I'd like to tell or to ask you about something that is very important. Look here. background to the article, I'd like you to read that part, The Amazing Spider-Man, and summarize it in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, guys. Summarize the events of this this part or this paragraph, guys. You finished? That's good. I need someone to summarize it. Ahmed, summarize it, please. You say in 1962, Lee and Ditko created Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man comics. Complete, that's good. In the movie, computer generated what? Computer generated imagery makes it appear that Peter Parker is doing Spider-Man tricks. That's really good. This is the summary of that paragraph. Let me read it for you and we're gonna see. In 1962, writer Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko created the character of Peter Parker, a teenager who gains spider-like powers through the bite of radioactive spider and becomes Spider-Man. Spider-Man first appeared in an issue of Amazing Fantasy by Marvel Comics, and he then gained a comic book series all his own. The Amazing Spider-Man comics have been popular ever since. In the movie about the superhero, CGI or computer-generated imagery made it appear that Peter Parker could swing from one tall building to another, stick to walls, and do other incredible feats that only a Spider-Man could do. I think, guys, we watched that as a movie, guys. And I think it was an exciting movie, Spider-Man. So, look at the summary here. In 1962, Lee and Ditko created Spider-Man comics. In the movie, computer-generated imagery makes it appear that Peter Parker is doing what? Is doing the Spider-Man trick. So, what is a summary, guys? A summary is to retell briefly the main ideas or key points in the order in which they appear in the original text. I think it's clear, and we're gonna apply that on the feature article that we're gonna read, inshallah. Vocabulary in context. I'm going to focus on some vocab that we're going to face in the feature article. Number 1, perseverance. Perseverance means persistence. He had the perseverance necessary to finish the job. If I said he's persistent to study English, this means that he's going to study English. Okay, he's persistent on finishing his homework. I think he decided to finish his homework. He insisted on finishing his homework. Number 2, Bill is an engaging person whom everyone likes. Engaging means likable, charming. Likable, charming, engaging person. Number 3, Maria had the potential to become a first-rate scientist, had the ability to become a first-rate, as we can say, scientist. Ashley's watercolor rendition of her dream earned praise from her art teacher. Rendition means pictorial representation. She managed to represent her dreams using a picture. It means interpretation. It means what, guys? Interpretation. So, the vocab that we're going to focus today on: perseverance, persistence. You insist on doing something. Engaging, charming. If I said she is an engaging girl, she's a charming one. Potential, power. She's having the power to do something. Rendition means interpretation or pictorial representation. Let's go, guys, directly to, as we can say, meet the author. Meet what? Meet the author here is, as we can, subheading or a sidebar. Sidebar, because we see that the sidebar is additional information sit in a box. Here we have a box alongside, below, or within an article. Let's know about our author background and how that affected her writing. And we know, guys, that the author of a piece of writing is the result of what? The result of his surroundings, his milieu, his environment. Bijal B. Trivedi, a love of science, became fascinated with dinosaurs at the age of 9. Soon after, she transferred her interest to the space shuttle and astronomy. From an early age, it was clear that Trivedi's dream job would involve science. So she liked science when she was young, and she worked in a job that has what guys, that has her knowledge when she was young. Let's see exciting places and discoveries. Trivedi studied science in college and earned a master's degree in both biology and science journalism. Because Trivedi didn't want to work in a lab, she became a science writer. She has written for magazines such as National Geographic, Popular Science, and Wired. She says, being a science writer is a bit like being Indiana Jones. She gets to travel with lots of smart scientists to exciting places and then writes stories about their discoveries. Trivedi has won several awards for her journalism. So, what she had when she was young from abilities, talents, skills, she used them in what? In her future job. And this is, as we can say, the peak of success. The summit of being successful, guys, is to use your abilities when you're young in your future job. I think it's going to be effective and creative. If someone, as I said, is talented in computer, he must study computer sciences because he's going to be innovative. Now, let's go, guys, to our feature article today. Look here, guys, our feature article, The Spider-Man Behind the Spider-Man by Bijal B. Trivedi. Let's see, I won't tell you about the plot or about the summary of the whole feature article. You're going to read and you will tell me, guys. I'm just reading because I'm recording for you guys, but you must read first. Entomologist Stephen Katcher is the Spider-Man behind the Spider-Man. He's the guy to call in Hollywood when you need insects. He's the ultimate insect trainer, says Robin Miller, property master for the movie Spider-Man. So we have been introduced to an entomologist. Entomologist means someone who studies insects. He liked that when he was young, guys. Let's see. I know how to get a cockroach to run across the floor and flip onto its back. I can get cockroaches, beetles, and the spiders to crawl to a quarter of 4 feet away on cue. And we said, what, guys? What does the word on cue mean, guys? On cue means if something happens on cue, it happens just after someone has said or thought it would happen. I'm going to give you an example and you will understand. I was just wondering where Sarah was. When right on cue she came in, I just asked it. After a moment, she came in. So, happened what? Happened on cue. So, on cue means, as we can say, it happens just after someone has said or thought it would happen. Followed. I asked it about Sarah. She came. So, her coming followed what? Followed my question. So, it was on cue. It was on cue. I can make bees swarm indoors, and I can repair parallel wings, says Katcher. He has even made a live wasp fly into an actor's mouth. I study insect behavior and learn what they do and then adapt the behavior to what the director wants, says Katcher. Here, guys, we have been introduced to Stephen Katcher and how he could get cockroaches to run and flip over. To get what, guys? To get cockroaches, beetles, spiders. To make bees swarm indoors. So I think it's easy, guys. These words are easy and you could understand them easily. So here we have a question related to what? Related to the reading skill today. What are some of Katcher's unique skills? Record them in your what? In your chart. Summarize, guys. Summarize this part. So you're gonna say to me that catcher gets cockroaches to run and flip over. Catcher gets beetles, cockroaches, and spiders to crawl toward something. Catchers makes bees swarm indoors. Catcher repairs butterfly wings. Catchers make a wasp fly into an actor's mouth. So guys, this is the summary of that part. We have been introduced to what? To an entomologist, someone who studies what? Who studies insects, and how insects affected what? Affected his life. Now let's go, guys, to this is what, guys, from the text feature subtitle. Passion for bugs. I'd like you to read that part and tell me what, guys, to read that part and summarize it. Can you do that? And you tell me about what? About the information do you expect to find in that part. Can you do that? Go ahead. You have 2 minutes. Now the 2 minutes finished. Who can tell me about the information that you get in that part, guys? Who can tell me? Yes, someone said to me, in that part, he talked about how and when Catcher developed a passion for insects that led to his career training bugs for what? For Hollywood. That's good. You're fantastic. The one who said that is fantastic. He's talking about his passion for what? For insects. Let's see. His love for insects and what? For beetles, cockroaches. Catcher's love of insects began as a toddler. When he toddler means someone who started to walk. A baby. You know a baby when he what? When he started walking, we call him toddler. When he collected fireflies in New York, but he was also influenced by very positive early childhood experiences in nature. When his family would spend summers in the Catskills. Catskills is a place in which they are what? Spending their vacation. Something about seeing fish, catching butterflies, lit a fire within me, says Catcher. Catcher followed his passion, his love for bugs, and studied entomology, the study of insects, in college. Insects, guys, receiving his PS, Bachelor of what? Bachelor of Science, guys, from the University of California, Davis, and later an MA, Master of what? Master of Arts. This is what? MA in biology. With an emphasis on entomology. Entomology is the study of what? The study of insects. Insect behavior. And ecology. Ecology means the study of relationships among living things and their environments. Among living things and their milieu, or their surrounds, their environment. This is what ecology is, the study of relationships among living things and their environment or surrounds or milieu. We studied this word, guys, in the vocabulary. From the California State University in Long Beach. He had planned to chase a PhD. He wanted to take a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, to be a professor. But when he wasn't accepted at the graduate school of his choice, he decided to reevaluate his career options. I asked you guys to, as we can say, to tell me about what you expect to read in that part, and you said how and when Catcher developed a passion for insects, when and how, and that led to his career training bugs for what? For Hollywood. Thank you guys for today. Hoping to find the session enjoyable. If there is any problem concerning understanding the session, just tell me or contact me on my email, or you can call me on my mobile phone. Thank you.